Hi, I just wanted to let people know I'm working on some really interesting ideas about looking at different countries that went from democracies to autocracies or some kind of dictatorship. And the idea is to compare and contrast this with what's happening in the US right now and to look and see what the similarities are. So I built what I'm going to call the Dictatorship Bingo, which is basically a 25-point set of indicators or preconditions in a logical order, and compare and contrast what's been going on in the United States to track what the changes are, and really to ask the question, are we there yet? Is this now an authoritarian regime, or are we still in some sort of a democracy but sliding into some sort of dictatorship or authoritarian regime? Food for thought. It's a living document. What I'm going to do is present the broad overview and then go into detail. But I was hoping to get other people to help with some input into this. Maybe they have more interest in some areas or expertise, but get a discussion going. Many people are asking, are we in a dictatorship now? Particularly with the way ICE has been behaving, and some people are calling it a kind of proto-Gestapo. But here's the key thing. I mean, I've really looked carefully at a number of different democracies that became autocracies or dictatorships or some sort of authoritarian regime to compare and contrast with what's happening in the United States right now. But what I wanted to do is to make people aware that that this is going to be here. It's like a living document, and what I wanted to do is to get people's input along the way and really focus on particular aspects of it. But I wanted to give the broad picture. So, look at Spain, look at Germany, look at Italy, look at what happened in Poland, look at what happened in Hungary, look at what happened in Turkey, for instance, and where are the parallels and where might things go? I call it the dictatorship bingo, because the idea is that if all 25 of these indicators that I've set up, or these different preconditions, if they all solidly go like 100%, then we've definitely crossed the line and we're living in a dictatorship. We're already pretty much in a police state as we are. And I leveraged the works of Barbara F. Walter as well as some other academics. But if anybody knows about Barbara F. Walter, she wrote a lot about analysing countries that were slipping into civil war and about the preconditions that tended to indicate that different countries around the world, the likelihood that they would end up in some sort of a civil war. Well, I kind of repurposed that model. And the interesting story about Barbara F. Walter is that she did actually work with the CIA on building a model to do this, which is actually published and available on the web. So I borrowed parts of that and tried to refashion it to help analyse the current circumstances. So it's coming. In fact, what I might do is to have a little session like this, no frills, just talk off the top of my head without too much in the way of notes, and give a broad overview, and then find out what people are interested in, and then focus on different aspects, because we're talking about the broadest possible coverage of what's going on in the United States right now when it comes to politics, etc. Anyway, thanks for joining me for now. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and please like and subscribe, and please in the comments give me your own thoughts about what's happening right now. Good to see you, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.